Now here is a video. Here is a video of a particular pastor. I do not know his name, but then he said something. He talked regarding this Pastor Chris and Doris Ogala case. I must say that I'm very angry at every single thing he said, because for he to actually bring us some conspiracy theory regarding this, it doesn't make sense at all. When people go wrong, we should meet them and penalize them, and we should condemn their actions. We should not come and try to say we are trying to side or defend whoever it is who is wrong in that regard. And so he comes here now saying that the reason for this is not really about Chris, and he made a statement to say that even if they finish with Pastor Chris, they'll come as somebody else. The question here is that did Pastor Chris do all of these things? Is he guilty of these things? And the answer is almost a possible 100% yes, right, based on the evidences that we've seen all around. So why should we begin to cook up some conspiracy theories regarding this when we know that the particular person in question is guilty of these actions? And so I want you to check out the video and see for yourself.
One lady they call Doris Ogala came out and is talking against Chris Okafor. Anybody peddling those videos or peddling those nonsense is either you are an antichrist or you have been an enemy of the church for a long time. You must be stupid. Sorry, I have to say it that way. Yes. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Okay, to what end? So that the church will fall? Listen, the problem is not the Christ. If you finish with him, they will start another person. They don't even love your Jesus, first of all. You are not hearing me. They don't even love your Jesus, your Almighty Jesus. They don't even love. So when you join them to fight one, get ready for your own. I'm telling you, I'm a victim of false accusation. I've been a victim of false accusation. Terrible false accusation. I'm telling you, lies from the pit of hell. What I don't know. They are even saying that one on social media. I mean in my church, with my mic, with my speaker that I rented with my hard-earned money. Are you hearing me at all? Yes, you don't know. I'm telling you now. Somebody just came out to cry. Okay, if you married, you wouldn't have cried. Everything would have been cool. But because he did not marry you, he's now fake. He buried something on the altar. He now did abortion with you. He now had sex with you. He's now everything bad. Because he did not marry you. You are evil. I don't need to tell you that woman is evil. Are you hearing me? My problem is anyone who believes such lies. This is a time for him to know the real members of that church. Are you aware that every enemy is always waiting for a bad news? Oh, you don't know? Every of your enemy. Do you know how to know friends who are enemies? Do you know how to know friends who are enemies? Tell them bad news about you. Or let somebody say something bad. If they believe it, they have been enemy around you for a long time. Somebody just comes out. Some people are laughing. All these pastors. Number one, you that is saying you do worse than that. Is it not going to be the same judgment? The same judgment for a pastor, the same judgment for everybody. It's not the same hellfire you are going to. If you are a sinner. You are not hearing me at all. So why are you making it look as if what? Are you hearing me at all? They are just envious. They are not happy. They are not happy. Why should a pastor sleep with a member? Why should you sleep with somebody? You too. Go kill you there. Sinners judging other people for sinning differently. In fact, worse sinners are the... Jesus said, let he without stone be the first to do what? Without sin be the first to do what? What happened? Everybody disappeared. It's a lesson. I'm not justifying whatever that is wrong, but I'm saying that the church should know how to protect the church before you clap and join them. What is their gain? What are they looking for? Okay, let the church close. Will that be the end? What they are looking for is closure of all Christianity. That's what they are looking for. Don't you know? And let me tell you, an attack on your man of God is an attack on you. Strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter.
Doesn't make any sense to me. None of these things makes any sense. Doesn't make any single sense to me. None of it. None of it. I can take it back from everything he has been saying. Doesn't make a single sense to me. I am very serious. I am even angry at this particular pastor. I wish I knew his name. Everything he said here is rubbish. Complete rubbish. Is he guilty of it or not? He made a statement to say that a pastor saying you that is laughing is not the same hellfire you are going? Are you trying to justify? And he made a statement there to say that he's not trying to justify when he's actually trying to justify. Doesn't make a single sense. Look at the kind of foul languages he's using, even right there on the pulpit. It's so ungodly. It's so unchristian-like. Let me use the word unchristian-like, because I barely see real Christians, not even a pastor itself. Real Christians don't use that kind of "God kill you" dear statements like "stupid" right there on the altar. That is so inappropriate. And then he goes ahead to use this statement, tries to conceal the fact that maybe Pastor Chris is his friend, or his so-called pastor is his friend. I don't understand any nonsense that he has been saying. I'm saying this the most respectful way, but I'm so angry that this is the nonsense that he's saying. Is he guilty of it or not? You come around to tell you are trying to convince your members, and you are telling them that it is an attack on the church. It is not an attack on the church. It is not an attack even on Pastor Chris himself. It is not an attack. You use that word attack, doesn't make sense. This is merely Pastor Chris doing wrong to somebody, and then this person trying to take their own pound of the flesh. And then Pastor Chris now is the one here in question, not even his members. It is between Pastor Chris and Doris Ogala. She has provided evidences. He's here to provide evidences. All we have been hearing is that he has been trying to bury the whole issue behind the scenes. Give some statements, come here, do this. Use his lawyer to threaten very dark man not to bring this one out and that. The point is that, did he do it or not? He did it, fine. If tomorrow somebody comes out again and face another pastor like you suppose, or like you just said, the question we'll still ask is, let's see the evidence. And if it's true, then fine. Are you trying to say that just because a pastor does wrong, we shouldn't come around and make sure that we treat it? And because maybe we have 100 pastors and then about 50 of them are wrong, and then after Pastor Chris, we shouldn't go to the next one and try to fix it. If we continue in the name of we are trying to protect the Christian faith, allow a whole lot of other wrong so-called pastors infest the Christian space in the name of trying to keep the whole Christian thing together and not give the world a chance to bring it down. The world cannot bring it down. If people are genuine, they will continue to flourish. These are the weeds that are in among the plants, and they have to be rooted out. If Pastor Chris Okafor is not genuine, why mount the podium? The truth is that, like he said, that yes, everybody sins, but fine, when you are a pastor occupying a moral ground, you are not going to use that as an excuse. People fall once in a while. Pastor Chris is guilty of something that seems to be habitual, and somehow here you are trying to exonerate him using different stupid phrases that do not make sense. I would be so angry if it's just quite unfortunate that I couldn't even see the members. I'm not sure any reasonable member will be nodding in affirmation to whatever it is that he's airing right here. Very, very stupid statement that is coming from whoever it is that is, whether it's a so-called pastor. I cannot regard an individual like this anyway. I don't even care about your title. If someone does something wrong and then the evidences are out, look at the grievance of the offenses. Trying to sleep with his 14-year-old daughter. I don't even have issues with on the side of Doris Ogala. I understand that I've seen a lot of situation of exes going at their former exes and partners going at former partners. Except in the case of Doris Ogala, supposing that Pastor Chris Okafor has a hand, somehow in a fetish way, a hand in the death of her brother. If that is confirmed, which she says she cannot prove, that's the only case I see as very highly grievous. But then we still have more external proofs and proofs like his daughter, and we sweep these ones under the carpet simply because Pastor Chris is the pastor, and because you think, because it is you that would only think that it's the most shallow way of thinking, or you are intentionally putting that out as a pretentious mask, because I am sure that you just manufacture this particular theory to just come and defend whichever faith. And even though I don't know you, I can allege that you also have skeletons in your cupboard, and something is itching you to see that when they are done with him, they may come for you next. If not, how would you come out to say something like this, and then you still try, after saying everything, trying to cover up, you say you are not trying to justify? Any Christian that sees these evidences and still defend that so-called man of God in the name of we don't want people outsiders to bring down the church, I think that in that particular Christian should cease to be called the Christian I'm very serious about it, whether I'm religious or irreligious or not. Some things just don't make sense. We hold you to the particular badge that you represent. If you today I say I'm irreligious, there's a phrase that Davido made in his track when he said they say they follow woman, and then he asked that question, I be girl when I talk say I be pastor. Yeah, because he knows he's not a pastor. He understands that if he mounts the post, those kind of labels should not be attached to him or associated with him. But then he knows that he's an artist. Of course, philandering is an artistic adventure. We already know these things. It's a character trait that is associated with artists, and so they do this one whichever way they like. You are a pastor. You are one person people they confide in. You are one person that is more like the moral compass that people look up to and live by. And here you are trying to say that sinners judging sinners for doing. So a pastor, this is the most stupid. This is the most stupid statement I've ever heard. And this man should not even be called a pastor in any way. I'm so pissed off. I am so very, very pissed off. Man, that's it from me to you great day right now. Man, I'm angry, man. It's bullshit. I'm out.